Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Gran Turismo 7 to take a very first look at the brand new to the game and very exciting Suzuki Jimny. This arrives in Gran Turismo as part of update 1.42, which includes the Suzuki Jimny, two rather uninteresting Vision Gran Turismo cars, which I'm never going to buy, the usual kind of new menu books and things like that we'll take a quick look at in a second, and the Suzuki Jimny. Did I already mention that? That's definitely the most exciting thing here in this update. It's available here in Brand Central for a very, very reasonable 18,000 credits. We have 2 million, so that's not a problem, and comes in 12 colours, although they seem to be a lot of kind of two-tones and not two-tone versions of things. So we have the green, oh wow, with the whole black, green with black roof, green with the whole black bit, entirely green, beige, blue, jungle green's quite nice. I think it has to be one of these though, but I'm tempted to go for the one with the, no, let's just go for the kind of more standard lime. So if we quickly take a look at the Gran Turismo Cafe, the new menu books are the Jimny Cup menu book number 50, which is kind of self-explanatory and involves the 3 events you see there. And also at the very bottom of here there is a new Doge menu book, extra menu number 35. And Nissan Motorsports, which I just missed. So this new Jimny in the game is actually the 4th generation of Jimny, and the hype around them has been absolutely insane. I remember when they came out, it was super difficult for people to get hold of them, and people were trading them for well over their market value, just because there was so much excitement around this really fun, tiny little thing. Mostly because of how brilliant the previous cars have been, but it's also just a really fun and unique design on this tiny little Jimny. The one in-game, though, is actually even smaller than the one we get here in Europe, so the one you may recognise, which usually has the sort of wider plastic arches on the side, because this one complies with Japan's K-car regulations, producing just 63 horsepower, but they also have limits on the size of the cars and things like that, and weighing just 1,030 kilos. So yeah, tiny little turbocharged engine, 4-wheel drive, brilliant fun little thing. Like I say, the one we get here is slightly bigger, slightly wider, slightly more powerful, but still a really cool, fun little thing to have in the game. Despite having such a low amount of power, it doesn't feel underpowered. It's not fast, but it doesn't feel like it's lacking in power either. The original Jimny actually came out way back in 1970 apparently, and every generation has always had a K-car version and the other version, and apparently the K-car one, well, is more popular because it sells in Japan, and I was never really even aware that that version exists. But yeah, super interesting, but it would have kind of been nice to have the one that I'm familiar with, but I do understand that Gran Turismo is a Japanese game, so they're more likely to have the one that is more popular in Japan. Luckily though, as is often the way with Gran Turismo, there is a wide body available, which allows you to put the kind of European spec plastic arches on, or rest of the world spec, I guess, or non-K-car version. So I'm definitely going to do that, but unfortunately, you may have noticed when I was looking at the menu for that, there are no engine swaps. I still love that animation. Yeah, no engine swaps. Boo. So then, the rest of the customization that's available. I'm not actually going to change the wheels because I think they look really cool, but I am going to go to custom parts, where we have a Type A and Type B front bumper, making it an absolutely insane looking off-road machine. So, well, let's do that because that looks incredibly cool. Then we have mud flaps. Oh yes, but we also have sort of bash bars. What's better? I think mud flaps, because being able to see those sort of underpinnings under the car, I think just makes it look more rugged, and mud flaps are always a good idea. We can remove our rear wheel, or remove our rear wheel and add a sort of bash bar. Let's do that, then it'll sort of match the rugged appearance of the front. I think that looks absolutely incredible. Of course, no rear wings, which is probably just as well, because that would ruin the car. I think that looks rather good, though. You can also give it bonnet pins, but Sure, let's just put those on. And a tow hook. Oh, wow, that's actually quite cool. That is actually quite cool. You can also give it a roll cage, but I'm not planning to fall over, so let's not do that. And of course, as it's a super cool car, let's give it some super cool bulbs. And can we remove... Which type do we have as standard? Yeah, let's go. Type A, rear only. Remove that front plate. Oh wow, we can actually change the front grille as well, which I wasn't expecting. That looks quite horrendous, I think. But I do quite like the upgraded... Just so that we've changed it, I'm going to go with that one. And if you really want to, you can paint all three paint groups a different colour. So you can do the main body in pink, the roof in black like we did when we bought it, and then the front section that also had some black options from factory, you could also paint as a separate group. I'm obviously not going to leave it like this, but I do actually quite like the pink on this. If it was going to be pink though, I'd need to put the black back on that section, I think, to tone it down a little bit. But yeah, I'm not going to leave it that colour. Scrolling through, I'm beginning to realise that it looks good in every colour, pretty much. So I'm struggling for what to do here. I think I'm going to end up painting it in a sort of metal flake purple, although, like, AMG green, for example, looks really good. Some of the yellows I'm loving, and ultimate shiny orange, which I've put on many Nissans, is also a really cool colour, I think. I might end up going with that. Do you know what? Sure, let's just do it. Let's do that. And then I'm going to paint body 2 the same colour as well, if I can find it again. And just have the black roof. I will also do black wheels, I think. Look at that. I think that looks fantastic. I mean, I also do absolutely love the sort of lime greeny yellow it comes in from factory, but you've got to kind of customize things when you've got the option to, right? I like that. Right, to the upgrade shop. So before going to the upgrade shop, I quickly registered myself for the Jimny Cup, which I kind of want to complete in today's video with my modified Jimny, just to double check what the restrictions are, and there weren't any, so I went a bit mad. Although going a bit mad consists of making it from 66 horsepower to 158, most of which came from a bigger turbocharger, but I have done basically everything I can, spent quite a lot on it to gain not very much. Well, I suppose 100 horsepower nearly is not too bad, 90 I suppose. But anyway, I did the titanium con rods and pistons, carbon prop shaft, carbon ceramic brakes, which I will remember to go and paint in a minute, got myself some snow tyres and dirt tyres, because all of the events in this are going to be making use of off-road tracks, basically. I've put anti-lag on it, which I need to switch on as well. That might bring power up a bit more. And done all of the things you can see here: air filter, exhaust, brake pads, suspension, transmission. Basically everything that adds a lot of power. The turbocharger was about 30 of the horsepower increase, so pretty good. But yeah, I think we should go and paint those carbon ceramic brakes and then launch into the first Jimny race. I kind of wish that if you have carbon ceramics you could paint them any colour, because the yellow doesn't quite match the yellow of the tow hook there, which is kind of annoying me. But I think it probably is the best looking option, so let's do it. So I thought we'd kick things off with the ice race at the fairly new Lake Louise circuit in Canada. And I have switched anti-lag onto full, which brought the performance rating up by 2, but didn't affect power or anything. But yeah, this should be relatively straightforward. A lot easier than the difficult license tests that I've been doing recently. And through we go into the lead. Look at that. This is brilliant. And just like that, we've done the first one. 2 more to go. So I actually thought all three of them would be off-road or ice, but it turns out there's one ice one, one Willow Springs one, so a tarmac track, and one dirt one. But just look at this one in the thumbnail for Willow Springs. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, let's do it. Although I might have bought race tyres for it if... Anyway, what can possibly go wrong with driving on comforts? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Up the inside. Oh wow, the one from the thumbnail, the green one with the orange wheels, is actually here. Why are you braking there? And into the lead. Oh no. Stay in front, stay in front. Yes. See, a lot of people seem to be saying that this is a terrible update for Gran Turismo, and I can kind of see compared to some of the previous ones that it isn't great, but it's still got fun vehicles in it, and new vehicles, and unique vehicles. So it's 100 times better than Forza Motorsports updates, for example, which include recycled cars from previous games, mostly, and recycled tracks. So at least the content that comes to this game is new, unique, and fun. Look at them all again, coming up the other way. And just like that, 2 down, 1 to go. So then, on to dirt tyres and back to the windmill circuit, where you saw me drive the stock one in the replay cam at the beginning of the video. So I did actually have to put the dirt tyres on to do that, so they were already on before I went to the GT Auto and the modification shop under Steer Engineering. Anyway, here we go. We've done snow and ice, we've done tarmac. Time to go rallying. Oh, the brilliant green and orange Jimny is here again. Goodbye. Around the outside. And into the lead. There we go, third and final race complete. Easy for the little Jimny. What a fun little car. I'm just so happy with it. And for completing the Jimny menu book, I got a 4-star roulette ticket. So let's quickly spin that before we finish up for today's video. Not really anything I want there, though. It's an exhaust! For a Madster. And that is going to do it for a very first look at update 1.42 here on Gran Turismo 7, particularly focusing, of course, on that really fun and tiny new Jimny, which I just think is the most excellent addition. So yeah, a lot of people have been saying this isn't a great update, and I can kind of see where they're coming from with Spec 2 or whatever that came out recently, changing the game quite drastically with a lot of new things, and then this one just being 3 cars. And yes, the 2 Vision Gran Turismos aren't all that interesting to me, but I think this thing's just brilliant and kind of makes the whole update, so it's just as well they put something fun in. And like I say, it's still a lot more imaginative and full of new content than a Forza Motorsport update. And given this game's going to be 2 years old, I think, in March, it's doing pretty well to be adding better content than Forza. Well, it isn't, because that's quite a low benchmark, but anyway... yeah, it is still adding fun things like this, so I don't think it's too bad. Maybe we've just had updates that are too good recently. But anyway, yeah, this has been a super fun little car, so even if there was nothing else in the update, which there pretty much wasn't, it's been worth hopping on and having a little play around with this thing, because it's just brilliant. I've actually bought a stock one as well, so I now have 2 of them, because they're absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I could go on being excited about this thing all day, so I'm probably going to have to leave the video there. So thank you very much for watching. Do let me know what you think of this update and of the new Suzuki Jimny, and I'll be back with the next one very soon.